Back it comes to Stransky. Up goes the kick.
Were you always going to have a drop kick?
No. So I think initially Francois called a back row move.
I wish you had listened to him. Why didn't you listen to him? We went to the World Cup, not rated very highly actually. I think we were about 5th in the world. We hadn't done very well in '94. We lost to the French. But '95 seemed a bit different. We found Andrew Mertens, a 10, a world-class 10, and we were the fittest and fastest team in the world. That was our goal on the hard grounds of South Africa, to be fit, fast, high-tempo game. Pass it to our nippy little wingers, who was Jeff Wilson and supposedly Eric Rush. Unfortunately, he got injured, and a one Jonah Lomu came in and just suited our game plan to a T. And we had such a good. The pool games are outstanding. Played all the home nations, played really well, and then to the knockout stages.
And there's the final situation in Pool C at Rugby World Cup 1995. New Zealand are the pool winners.
We put a lot of effort into the semi-final. England was a huge game for us. I don't think people realise how good they were. They were a big team. They were highly rated. They'd beaten us in '93, which really hurt us. We didn't like the way we were treated after that game, and we focused on that immensely in terms of how we would beat them. We were a pretty small forward pack compared to them, and the pace of our game and everything just went our way. It was just one of those games where the bounce of the ball went our way, the tempo of the game was good, we were totally focused. Remember, '93 was our catch high, and we blew them away. The game was literally over after 20 minutes, and the 4 tries by Jonah. But I think that the whole tempo of that game and the focus we had on that, and then to get that game out of the way, and then to know that we were playing South Africa in the final, really made us focus, and it was different. When we woke up on Sunday morning, the whole atmosphere around the hotel was different.
A chance now for the New Zealanders to throw down the challenge, just as the South Africans have been doing throughout all the pre-match celebrations. Jonah Lomu absolutely living the haka. The All Blacks looking incredibly focused, just as they did against England, and I'm sure that what they're after is a start like that.
The intensity was pretty high, right from the first kickoff. It was tough, and they were a good team, without question. Maybe we needed to change our game plan a bit from what we did against the English a week before. But yeah, we were in the game. It could have gone either way.
And through it goes. First blood to New Zealand. 5 minutes gone. Joel Stransky levels the scores. And New Zealand go back into the lead. 6 points to 3. No mistake from the Western Province fly half. And the scores are level. But the referee blowing for full time. We'll now have extra time. Stransky, the coolest man on the park. And once again, it's all tied up now at 12 all. Back it comes to Stransky. Up goes the kick.
I'm pleased to say that you've actually put on a bit of weight since the last time I saw you. You obviously stopped that cycling.
That's not what a man wants to hear.
No, you look well. Nice to see you. Okay, Joel, can you take us through when you received that ball? Were you always going to have a drop kick?
No. So I think initially Francois called a back row move, and
I wish you had listened to him. Why didn't you listen to him?
Well, exactly. But I think you guys knew the call. That was the problem. You were too well prepared. It was your fault. And then when I looked up and I saw how you guys were lined up, there was no way the back row move could work because you'd stuck the blind side and there was no space. And even with the likes of Joost and Andre Jabeur and Strauly from off the back, it was you had it covered, and there was a bit of a gap to kick it into. So I called to Joost and said, let's change it, send the ball back. And he gave me that look like, are you sure? And fortunately, Kitch had spoken to me during the week about kicking more drop goals, and he made it sound so easy. And I said to him, it's not as easy as you make it sound. There's Mertz coming at you at 100 miles an hour. There's Zinni, there's Mike Brewer, there's all these big guys. I said, it's not that easy. But when the ball came back, there was definitely a little channel to step into and make the kick. And we worked on it, we practiced, and to kick on Ellis Park, the surface was so good. It dropped nicely, and the strike was good for us, thank heaven.
Back it comes to Stransky. Up goes the kick. Up goes the walls. Stransky. has kept his head. And with 2 minutes gone in the second period of extra time, South Africa's dream is alive once more.
To be honest, well, obviously I had my head in the scrum and it came up and 3 points, but we still had, I don't know how long to go. Was there 6-7 minutes to go?
6 minutes. 6 minutes. Yeah.
6 minutes still to go. So we were back into it, but obviously chasing the game a bit at that stage. What did it feel like for you to have won that World Cup?
So I think for us it was quite surreal. You know, when we embarked on the journey of the World Cup, I think we were never a team that was considered to have any chance of winning the World Cup. And when that final whistle went and it was done, it was completely surreal. You know, there we were in this cauldron with this great man there celebrating with us and waving his arms. It just, I think at the time, there was like almost like a sense of relief that maybe the journey had ended in a great victory. But I think the actual understanding of what we achieved only became real in our minds and in our hearts probably months, years later, as you look back and you mature a little bit and you realize the significance for us as a country. And more importantly, the way Madiba then used it, the Rugby World Cup, the victory, to bring people from different cultures together. The final whistle was almost the beginning of the journey of the end as opposed to the end itself. And it was a really special time for all of us to be a part of that.
Just the power of sport is phenomenal and hugely competitive, great rivals, but now the best of mates off the field, which is once again the power of sport.